My Bible is open to Proverbs chapter 23, and I'm going to read with you two verses today. Proverbs chapter 23, beginning at verse 17. Let's just read verse 17 together, comment on that, and then we will catch verse 18 as well. Proverbs 23, verse 17. Do not let your heart envy sinners, but live in the fear of the Lord always. Do not let your heart envy sinners. And on its face, we would read that and we would say, of course, we should never envy sinners. We don't want to live the way they live. We don't want to do the things that they do because we know that those things are wrong and the path that they choose is a path of darkness. And yet, at the same time, deep down, there may be times when we truly are tempted to want to live the way that they live, to want to do the things that they do, to have the same fun that they are having, and engage in those same kinds of things because we feel like we're missing something. We feel like they're having more fun than we are. They're having a more rich life experience than we are, and we want to join in those same kinds of activities. And we have to tell ourselves, no, that's not what I need to do, even though there may be times when that's what I want to do. And it's in those moments that we think about this passage, where we are told not to walk in their ways, not to envy them, not to let our heart want to do what they do, but we are to live in the fear of the Lord always. The book of Proverbs has a lot to say about the fear of the Lord, and maybe that's another video that I'll do at another time. But we need to bring verse 18 into this consideration as we think about our hearts envying the lifestyles and the pursuits of sinners. Because there, Solomon says, surely there is a future, and your hope will not be cut off. Surely there is a future. That word future literally means a latter end. Surely there is a latter end. There is an end here, Solomon says. There is a time when all of this is going to come to an end. And you could apply that in some different senses. Certainly there is a time when the end of all things will come and judgment from God will come. But there is also a sense in which there could even be an earthly end to things. There could be an end to things, a finishing point to the path that is chosen, to our actions that we choose in life. And we have to keep in mind what's going to happen when this is over. Whether it's when this chapter is over or whether it's the end of the entire book. Solomon says there is a latter end. And the latter end of the sinner is not going to be something that we would be envious of. The trouble that they get into in this life is not something that we want. The judgment from God that they will face in the final end is certainly not what we want. We want, what he says in verse 18, for our hope to not be cut off. We want our hope to continue. Don't be envious of sinners, Solomon says. Think about the end and think about your hope that will continue. Thanks for watching. Something to think about.